Hey guys, and welcome back to the CTFC Perspective. In today's video we are going to go through, as you can see, League 2 grounds and how I rate them depending on mainly capacity, but obviously there's going to be a rearrangement in terms of support and certain stipulations which all the grounds have, which turns it into a ranking system to which I think is the worst to what I think is the best. So like I said, capacity is going to have a big part in this. Obviously the bigger the stadium, this technically going to be a better stadium because you can hold more people can have more of a fun time, and more people can get involved with the excitement which football is, and especially League 2. I'm sorry that I haven't been that frequent with my uploads recently. It's because I'm trying not to sound like it right now, but I've just felt really ill recently. I haven't got this virus, but I've just got a very sore throat, and it's quite hard to do voiceovers and videos whilst doing it. But I'm trying to fight through it today for today's video, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Please, before this video starts, can you just go down into the comment section and just put what video ideas you want me to upload, because it's quite a hard time to run this channel, and I don't even think I'm going to hit my target now, which I'm quite upset about, because obviously football being postponed. There's even bigger news about the Champions League final and everything, and even the Olympics and everything getting postponed to this. It's really big. Just hope you guys stay safe during this crisis, and yeah, just please can you put a comment down below of what videos you like. I've got a few ideas ready, but obviously if it's your videos then you'll be entertained. So let's get into the video. In 24th place and rock bottom of League 2 for stadiums, we have Forest Green Rovers. And yes, you may say that this is biased as I am a Cheltenham Town fan, but no. The new lawn has the second lowest capacity at 5,142 seats. They have uncovered away stands, meaning that obviously you need to have a covered stand just in case, I don't know, the weather conditions, or if anything happens gets thrown at them, they need to be safe. So that is something you really must have in an away stand in all stands. Also, as you probably already know from me saying this multiple times on this channel, they only serve vegan food and they don't allow meat into the stadium. I'm pretty sure you might be able to be allowed a few meat things, but most meat substances, as they are a vegan club, they only serve vegan food. So that'll really not agree with a lot of people and not appeal to them. And also there are multiple cases where if you swear as a home fan or an away fan, you get kicked out. And yes, you could say, oh, swearing, it's not good language, you shouldn't be doing it, but it's part of football. If you get angry towards a player, or you could even swear in happiness, you have to allow it. So on that basis, they are in 24th place. Just above them, in 23rd place, we have Salford City at 5,108 seats. It is the smallest stadium in the league, and Moor Lane has a lot of criticism about it because fans say that there are metal floors, which isn't very convenient, because if a fan was to slip and fall due to a celebration, or maybe they just tripped, they could hurt themselves. Also, as you can see here, it seems just a bit too sharp, and I know obviously a stadium has to be laid out a specific way, but you could say that's a downfall of it. The stands are very small and there is a dead atmosphere, and obviously in a stadium, it's not exactly the stadium's fault because obviously the fans are the atmosphere, but I think even though it's a small stadium, the atmosphere really does have to improve. And also I've heard there are only one food stall or hut for the entire stadium, and if you were to fill an entire stadium that is over 5,000 people, you need more than one food just to supply the stadium. So for food, the size of it goes just above Forest Green, obviously vegan, and that is a big no to a lot of people. But yeah, that is 23rd place. In 22nd place, you could say that I've been a bit tight, as the Red Devils, Crawley Town, and their stadium, the Broadfield Stadium, has 6,134 seats. There's nothing in particular why they are in 22nd place, just I think the way that they've added to their stadium, they've added a couple hundred extra seats over the last couple of years, but I think they could spread out more evenly so the atmosphere is better around the stadium rather than being high octane and high impacted in one area. Both 21st and 20th place are on this list for the similar reason. Macclesfield Town, They're in 21st as they are having a terrible season, so the atmosphere at the club is absolutely dreadful at this moment in time. And 20th place is Stevenage. I've put them here because they're both having terrible seasons, and therefore the fans aren't backing them, so the atmosphere is not that good. The food is not widely separated, which also is a downfall, but I've gone for Stevenage above Macclesfield just from personal preference. Also because Stevenage's The Broadhall Way Stadium, also known as the Lamex Stadium, has 6,722 capacity, compared to Macclesfield's Moss Rose, which has 6,355, so slightly larger. In 19th place in this list, we have Morecambe. They play in the Globe Arena and has a capacity of 6,476. The reason why it is in 19th place is because it's kind of split in two, in all honesty, because it has one nice stand which all the cameras show and which will be on television, but then there's also a stand which the away fans stand in, and also the opposite side of the stadium, which is just very small and it's nothing, and I've heard it's very dead atmosphere there as well. I'm trying to get through this list as fast as possible, so I do not bore you guys, but in 18th position, we have Newport County. They play in the Rodney Parade Stadium, which has a capacity of 7,850 seats. It is in the middle of nowhere, which is a downfall for the stadium, because obviously you need to be near things to make it easier for the fans to get there, or at least know where it is. The pitch and the actual stadium is of a very poor quality, and you would like it to be of a higher quality than that, and also it's very old, and I think it needs to be updated at certain parts of the stadium. In 17th place, we have Cambridge United. Location-wise, this club is a lot better due to it being in London, so near many other football clubs, and obviously the fans or the players do not have to travel a long way and actually do know where the stadium is, which is always a positive. It is called the Abbey Stadium, and conveniently it has 8,127 capacity, which is smaller than some of the clubs above it in this list. In 16th place, we have Grimsby Town. They play at Blundell Park and has a capacity of 9,052. A few of the negatives is that things such as beams there in the way, so impartial viewing. The food served there is typically there isn't a range of it, and it's cold, and also it's dead atmosphere, so the fans really need to keep up their game. 3 of the stands are old, so that needs to improve, maybe just refurbish them or do something to them. The positive of the stadium though is that one stand there, sadly it doesn't cover the entire side though. In 15th place, we have the one, the only, Cheltenham Town. Now, before you say I'm biased, please just hear me out, okay? Wooden Road, or the Johnny Rock Stadium, whatever you want to call it, okay? It has a capacity of only 7,066. So, that is not that big for a stadium compared to this list, in all honesty. But the atmosphere is incredible. It's great. There's the family section, which I understand is not the loudest, but the family section in any stadium is never the loudest. In Block 7, it is one of the loudest parts of the stadiums I've seen. For a small amount of people, we sing our hearts out for 90 minutes. So, like I said, the spread isn't the best, but we have an equal spread of stands. Like, the actual, apart from the one family stand, the other 3 stands are very equally spread, so I'd say the capacity for that is very good. And also the food is all around the stadium, so anywhere you go in the stadium you can get decent food. So that is why I'm putting them in 15th in this list. I don't think I'm putting them too high, because there's a lot of stadiums which I'm not going to lie, they are better, they are bigger, and they deserve to be higher on this list. But that is my reasoning for putting Cheltenham Town in 15th place. In 14th place, we have Carlisle United. Carlisle play their football at Brunton Park and has a capacity of 18,202. By far the biggest anomaly in this list. A positive is that it has one nice stand. But sadly, it goes very far behind the goal, making it quite unfair to some fans, as it's quite a struggle to actually see the game. Another negative is that it has a poor away terrace. This is because it is uncovered, etc. And also the home end, due to its shape and the roof, as you can see in this image, it does actually resemble a warehouse, which is quite funny, but it's not really what you want to see at a football ground. This may be the most controversial one, but in 13th place we have Scunthorpe United. Glanford Park has a capacity of 9,088. It has decent food, it's not the best, but it is decent. And it is placed on a retail park, so there are things around it, spotted around, so you can actually do things around the stadium compared to other stadiums which are literally in the middle of nowhere. The downfalls of it is this actual stadium quality and stands are quite old and not to the highest quality, so maybe if you can improve that and the fans actually do their bit and increase the intensity and the actual fun of the atmosphere, then it can possibly make it into the top 10, but improvements still need to be made. In 12th is Northampton Town. They have a stadium which is called the Six Fields Stadium and has a capacity of 7,798, so smaller than Cambridge. And as you can tell if you watch the vlogs, I've been to this stadium. I did quite enjoy the atmosphere. The food wasn't the best, but there was a lot to offer, so not really disappointing. The atmosphere, I will rate it around a 7 or a 6 out of 10. As you can see, it's quite annoying though, and the reason why it is put down is because on the right-hand side, as you can see in this image, one of the stands is not completed and has not been completed in a long while. In 11th place, we have Leyton Orient, edging so much closer to that top 10. They play their football at Brisbane Road, a capacity of 9,271. It's a very nice ground, as you can see. The atmosphere, I'd say, is around a 7 out of 10, but the only downfall to this stadium is also, as you can see in this image, in every corner are blocks of flats. We have finally reached 10th position, and sitting in 10th position is Colchester United. There are many positives and many negatives for this stadium. The positives being the food is very nice. It is a nice ground, as you can see, well spread out, good stands, everything. The leg room is decent, I have heard, but there are negatives to this as well. Due to there being not many things on the sides, this causes a lot of wind and it to be very cold. The stadium hardly ever fills, and the big part of this about this stadium is that it is in the middle of nowhere, so nothing around it, and it really takes a lot out of this stadium, not letting it go higher up in this top 10. Another reason why it is not going any lower is because it actually has just over 10,105 capacity. Just above them, in 9th, we have Crewe Alexandra. They have a capacity of 10,153, so this might be biased as it is from another one of my vlogs, but as you can see in this image, the away fans, well, it was partly due to the away fans, but the home fans as well were reasonably loud. I'd probably give the atmosphere about a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The one stand there is absolutely amazing. It's a great stand, I must say, but the downfall is a few of the other stands are reasonably small and there are beams in the way, so it really takes a lot away from the viewing. Fun fact, Walsall in 8th place is the first away day that I ever went on. They play at the Bescot and it has 11,300 capacity. Like many other stadiums, it has many positives and many negatives. The negatives are that the beams, as you can see in this image, are reasonably large. The fans don't fill the stadium, which understandably is a very big stadium, but they really do need to be filling it to have the best support for their team. It can be quiet at times, that was for the game that I went to anyway. But on the other hand, it can be loud at other times. And finally, there are 2 very good stands, but this means that there are also 2 poor stands. In 7th position, I have Mansfield. There's not much you can say about Mansfield, really. It's got a pretty ironic capacity of exactly 10,000. They play at the Field Mill. As you can see in this image, it's quite a clear image from my vlog. Go check it out. It's got 2 pretty even stands. It's got 1 massive stand. To be fair, it's a really nice stand. There's quite a lot of support usually. They're just having a really bad season. But as you can see, there's 1 advertising stand, which really puts it down for me. That's why they're no higher in the list. In 6th place, we have Oldham Athletic. Oldham play their football at Boundary Park. Boundary Park has a capacity of 13,500. It's quite well spread around all the stands. Personally, I think it looks amazing, mixing the old with the new, and I just think it looks very nice. Very, very deserved for 6th place. In 5th place, we have Exeter. I've got a very positive feeling about Exeter. They play their football at St James's Park, which has a capacity of 8,541. So another anomaly, obviously going up rather than down this time. They have a very, very, very nice ground. It's got a good atmosphere, but as you can see, one of the stands only goes across half the stadium. Even though it's a very good stand, the fact it only go halfway across the pitch is really a downside for that. And also, the only other downside really is that the away terrace is quite small compared to the other stands. Another stadium that I've been to now in 4th place is Port Vale. I really enjoy the layout of this stadium. I think it's very well spread because all these stands are reasonably even. The actual colour scheme, obviously it's the club's colour scheme, but I just think it goes very nicely together. The downsides, sadly, are that, as you can see in this image, the scoreboard that's in the way, it really, really was irritating whilst watching the game. And also there's not that much leg room, and it's very low down, so there's not that much room in the steps between the rows either. And for those of you who enjoy your stats, their stadium is ironically called Vale Park and it has a capacity of 19,052. And we are on to the top 3. In 3rd place is Swindon Town. Swindon Town play their football at the county ground. It has a capacity of 15,728. It has a really nice layout. I really do enjoy the layout and just the way the entire stadium's set out and well spread. And also the fans are amazing, giving it an absolutely emphatic atmosphere. 2nd place, and I'm very sorry, Bradford, for putting you here. But yeah, Bradford play their football at Vale Park. It has a capacity of 25,136, so the biggest stadium in this list by far. As you can see, it's got 2 massive stands which connect and curve round. The away stand is still big, compared to a lot of other stadiums in this list. It is still massive, but the final stand to the left of the away stand is very small in comparison and doesn't really fit. And finally, the atmosphere is pretty decent compared to the sheer size of the stadium. And in 1st place, you'll be happy to hear this, Plymouth fans. It is Plymouth Argyle. They play their football at Home Park. It has a capacity of 17,441, so a lot smaller than Bradford Stadium. 3 of the stands curve all the way around, and as you can see, it looks very, very nice. The new grandstand, however, is extremely big, but they are unable to see some of the goals due to massive sheets of metal that have been added on, so that's a downside. And most of the seating is uncovered, which isn't the best, but you can work around it. But apart from that, it's an absolutely great stadium, great fans, amazing atmosphere, and that is why they're first on this list. And that is it, guys. Another video down. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I've got a few other videos planned, but like I said, please go down to the comment section and please put down any suggestions of videos you want. There is my Twitter and my Instagram. They're going to be in the description. Can you please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.